Hey there, I'm Elisa Ali. Tonight, it's FUV Live with Andy Shauf. This Canadian singer-songwriter has become known for his simple yet emotionally resonant songs that echo the styles of troubadours like Elliott Smith and Josh Rouse. Shauf recently released his sophomore album, The Bearer of Bad News. This carefully crafted album demonstrates Shauf's pop sensibility while also maintaining a rough folk and roots sound. Andy Shauf and his band recently stopped by Studio A to talk with host Carmel Holt about the new record, and he also performed some of the songs live in Studio A. We'll hear that performance and conversation now on FUV Live.
Welcome to WFUV.
Thank you.
You're brand new to us.
Yeah.
But this album has already been out for a couple years in Canada.
Yeah.
So apologies for treating this like it's a brand new project. It's almost like starting over.
Yeah.
How does that feel to you?
It's good. You know, I've been playing these songs for a while now, and I'm just playing them again. It feels all right. I like these songs, so I'm okay with it.
And these songs were, I understand, a work in progress for a number of years.
Yeah, the album took about 4 years of writing to get to that point where these songs came out of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it took that long?
It took that long because I had label problems and stuff. Not problems, but they wouldn't let me release a new album until my album started selling better, which it never did, so...
Aha. So it was the man keeping you down.
The man was keeping me down. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what happened then? Did you free yourself from that in order to proceed?
Yeah. Eventually I got out of that contract, and I had been writing for a new album since before that first album came out, so it was just... I had a million songs and finally got to record them for an album.
Is it true that these songs for The Bearer of Bad News were recorded in your parents' basement?
Yeah. I moved home because I had no money, so my parents said, yeah, sure, you can move in, and I set up my studio in their basement and stayed for like a year just making noise while they were at work.
The album is so lush, and for the instrumentation of the album, I was really surprised to learn that you played, I think, everything, right, on this record?
Yeah. Everything except for one drum track I got one of my friends to come in and do. I'm not sure why I did that. I wanted to include him, I guess. He played drums for 3 songs, and then I cut the other 2 that he was playing on. So,
did you play in bands before you decided to go and kind of sequester yourself and be the master of all of these things, or did you always play solo and then out of necessity play all these instruments on the album?
I used to play drums in like a couple punk bands and stuff, pop punk bands, and I kind of always played guitar and wrote songs on my own as well. So
was that your first instrument?
Drums, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So after those bands broke up, I just decided to try doing my stuff. And yeah, I don't know, I taught myself guitar early on, and piano was kind of, I don't know, it's all similar, so it was easy to just pick them up. Except for clarinet. Clarinet was a little tricky. But yeah.
So did you grow up in a musical household, or how did you gain this musical affinity to be able to just pick up instruments one after the other?
My parents are both singers, and they play piano. They used to play in a cover band. So I grew up with music, and my parents played in church all the time. So that's where I started drumming, was in church.
And obviously very supportive, letting you move into the basement and recording your album there.
Yeah, yeah. Although I think they think I should make some happier songs.
I was just going to say, were they a little concerned once they signed on for this and thought, oh my gosh, our son is so sad? There's not one happy song on this album.
Well, no, I guess not. They weren't, it's not like they were written from a sad place, though. I was pretty happy when I made this album. I don't know.
All right, well, let's get to music. One of these sad but yet happy songs. What's first up today? What are you going to play?
This one's called I'm Not Falling Asleep.
between heaven and hell. When I close my eyes, I'm not falling asleep. I am opening drawers. I am sifting through papers. Asleep, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep. Please stay away, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep. When we wake, you'll be safe from myself. If the danger lies between heaven and hell, when I close my eyes, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep, I'm not falling asleep.
Andy Shauf at WFUV at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org. The new album, his sophomore effort, is called The Bearer of Bad News. And Andy and his band doing I'm Not Falling Asleep. I was thinking about the fact that you created this whole album by yourself and then had to essentially, like, you constructed it and then you had to deconstruct it again to pass it off to this band. How did you get together with these guys that are here with you today?
They're kind of from all over Canada. They're just kind of guys in other bands who I respect and think that they're great players. So we all came together and tried to work it out.
Is it difficult to turn these songs over and kind of split them apart and orchestrate all that, act as musical director?
Yeah, I've done a few tours in the past where I've tried to make everyone really stick to what was on the album, but I've realized that that's a little bit difficult to do. So this time it was kind of more of giving people freedom to try and fill spaces with what they thought should work out. So I've loosened my grip, I guess, and it feels good. So yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, you have to relinquish control, but on the other hand, it's less responsibility too.
Yeah, these guys are good. Like Aiden, the violin/guitar player, he's kind of filling the role of what the clarinets are doing on the album. And I didn't have to teach him anything. He just kind of picked it up and I was like, okay, great.
I know you're not doing any of these songs today, but there's a bunch of murder ballads on this album. I wondered if you could talk to us about, I mean, it's very interesting to me because if you look at, it's even striking to look at the lyric sheet, right? And you have like these gigantic pieces, you know, that are like huge lyrically. And then you have some that are just like, I'm not falling asleep, which is 3 sentences long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that. Talk to us about the varied lengths of songs and the densities of them and writing these story songs.
It's about half story songs and half just personal songs. The story thing was, I kind of got into it because of like Randy Newman. He kind of does like a inconsistent narrator thing where he's the voice of a girl from Texas and he's a voice of an old man or something. And I thought it was really cool the way that he could treat a song like a short story. So I decided to try and do that a little bit.
And a couple of the songs I think are even two sides of the same story, right?
Yeah, they're two different sides. So the one's told by some kids, or a kid, I guess, not multiple. And then the other side is told by an old man.
Had you ever thought about kind of making a continuum with that, like actually creating a concept album?
Yeah, I did it once with an EP called Sam Jones that was right before the Bear of Bad News, and it didn't go so well. So I'm just making a new album right now that's kind of a concept. So we'll see if it's any better. It's hard to do that, but I enjoy that. I was really happy with how those two songs came out on this album, but it's pretty difficult to try and do that with like 10 or 9 songs. So...
And on this next project, are you thinking about kind of circling back around to the idea of you being this kind of like one-man studio musician, magician, and playing everything and writing everything and performing everything? And actually, I guess you recorded all this yourself too, right? You engineered, you produced, you did the whole thing. Is this a model for how you want to continue doing something, or is the future taking you in a different direction, you think?
No, I think that's kind of how I have to work, is just on my own. It's really hard for me to get my thoughts across creatively to other people in like a recording situation or something like that. It's just easiest for me to sit at an instrument and try and do the thing that I want to hear rather than try to get it out of someone else, I guess. So, yeah, it's going to be just me again doing everything. That's how I function creatively, I guess.
It's like Prince.
Yeah.
And you say you sit at an instrument. Do you have a preferred instrument to write on?
Usually I write on piano. I kind of like sit at the piano with the guitar and try and go back and forth and see which one makes sense. Yeah.
An artist that was in here not long ago, I was having a similar conversation. Her name is Juana Molina, and she also is very much hands-on, does everything from start to finish, from conception to the completion of her work, and then has the same task ahead of her to break it down, give it to a band, and take it out on the road. And I was saying to her, I can't imagine when you have all these different ideas and you keep layering and putting things together, like when do you know to stop? If you don't have anybody there producing you and directing you, when is a song complete?
I don't know. It's just kind of trial and error. I'm not one to really just play things and layer. I play something and I take stuff away until it feels better. I usually end up with like certain instruments through a whole song, and then I take them away at certain points until it just feels like it's at its core of what it needs. I don't do too much adding till it's done. It's more figure out where it feels like it doesn't need anything more, I guess.
Oh, it's really interesting. So you're almost doing it in the reverse.
I guess.
Andy Shauf, our guest at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org. My name's Carmel Holt. We welcome Andy Shauf and his band here to Studio A to play songs from the sophomore effort called The Bear of Bad News. Can you introduce the band?
Yeah, on drums, Ian Keogh. On bass is Josh Daigneault. On keys is Jordan Kurtz. And on guitar and violin is Aidan Brant Briscoe.
Nice. And what are we going to do next? What's up?
A song called Drink My Rivers.
Anything you want to tell us about this song before we get into it?
This is probably the song that we've most changed to do live, so it's a little bit different than the album version, but I think it's cool. I'm not sure.
All right, we're about to find out. Andy Shauf at WFUV.
Easy train, or do you dream of me when I'm far away? Do I inch closer every day? Do I drink my rivers, drag my feet and drown in my dreams? It's not as bad as it seems. Dig deeper, they will dream, or will try to dream of you when you're far away. When you seem further every day, I'll drink my rivers, drag my feet, and drown in my dreams. It's not as bad as it seems. Great sleep or easy dream, or when you dream of me, am I far away? Do I inch closer every day, or do I drink my rivers, drag my feet, and drown in my dreams? Is it as bad as it seems?
Andy Shauf, our guest at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org. Drink My Rivers from the new album, The Bear of Bad News. I like that version.
Cool, thank you.
I think it really works.
Yeah.
You know, I was like saying to your manager, we were listening as you guys were sound checking today, and I was going, where's the clarinets?
Yeah.
I want the clarinets. And he said, no, this is like the new version, because you'd already been playing these songs for a couple of years. And, you know, you got this band now. And it's true, you know, it works without. And I think that kind of like harkens back to what you were saying earlier about adding things and taking things away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the clarinets I would love to have on the road, but every time that I add a clarinet to a song, it's like one more person needed. And I usually have 3 of them going at a time, so it's impossible, you know.
Well, it's such a unique sound, you know. I mean, I can't really think of any other example of somebody playing clarinets like that. So you're from Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I've never been. I'm guessing that a lot of folks that are hearing this haven't been. And this is such a like a wintry feeling, sad and it's introspective. And then there's the murder ballads, a lot of like kind of down songs. I was wondering whether the environment of the area that you live have anything to do with the sound of the album. Plus, you recorded it in a basement, so.
Yeah, it's not like I sat down and recorded it during a really depressing winter, but I think that the prairies have a different kind of feel. The people are a little bit different. Half the year, you're kind of locked up and trying to make the most of a time when you can't really go outside very often.
Mm.
And I think that it just gives people a certain feel or difference. Prairie people, I think, are a little bit different than maybe New Yorkers or something, you know. I had, like, prairie people in mind, and, yeah.
Define prairie people for us.
Just, like, small town farmery type people. Like, in the song, Jerry, he talks about a farmer that doesn't trust the bank, and that's, like, 1 million farmers in the prairies.
So somebody that lives there would probably hear these songs and this album entirely differently than we do.
Well, I don't know. I think so. It's not like I was trying to write a prairie album, but I think the people that I know in the prairies would know these people.
Right.
Maybe.
And as a prairie person yourself, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What kind of music were you listening to or do you listen to?
I'm the kind of person who has like 5 albums that they listen to and just repeat them and get obsessed with them over and over. The Beatles' White Album is one of them. Wilco's Yankee Hotel Foxtrot is one of them. Neil Young's Harvest or After the Gold Rush. Yeah, I kind of just rotate through those older classic albums, I guess.
That's a good selection there. Any of them obvious touchstones? I would guess the White Album for sure.
What do you mean?
Influential on you.
Oh.
Musically.
Yeah, the White Album was a big one for me. I didn't get into it until like 5 years ago or something, but it kind of blew my mind. So that's a big one musically.
Andy Shauf and his band at 90.7 FM and WFUV.org. The sophomore effort is called The Bearer of Bad News. Thanks for coming in today. It's been so fun. And as we've been talking about the music that you like to listen to, I'd like to turn the virtual turntables over to you. Spin a song, take us out. What do you want to play for us?
A big one in our van right now is Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons Project.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. Can't wait to play this one. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons Project, the guest DJ pick of Andy Shauf, our guest on today's FUV Live. The Bearer of Bad News is his new album, and it's out now. You can listen and watch today's show, along with many other exclusive conversations and performances in the FUV Vault at WFUV.org. This session was engineered by Jim O'Hara and produced by me, Elisa Ali. Thanks so much for listening. This is 90.7 WFUV in New York.